There we go. We are live. That button has been pressed for the second time in 2026. Welcome back once again, friends, DGens, families, partners, clients, and fellow DGens around the world. Welcome to the Acquire.Fi bi-weekly live stream. Today we're going to be reviewing some charts, checking out some breaking news and updates on the macro environment, and talking a bit about the outlook for OTC and M&A and Web3 for the remainder of Q1 and the longer term for the remainder of 2026 here. With me, as always, we've got our fearless leader, Jan, and the chart man, Andrew. What's going on, gents?
Howdy, howdy.
Very bad. Very bad.
Very bad. Jan's been trying to become a famous video KOL, and he's struggling a bit with some of the tech. I think he's in a rough mood.
Yeah.
He's being Mr. Grumps all day.
Imagine being an influencer, how hard work it is.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Well, let's hop right into it. What do we got on the charts today?
Yeah, so it looks like we're kind of pulling back. Typical kind of like breakouts, and then you get the retest of the breakouts, and then we kind of see whether this is going to be like a Wyckoff check essentially. So you get the initial breakout, then you get the pullback right against the original breakout, which is that neckline there. And then now we have to see if we either hold and either kind of break back out, or if this does start failing and we do have to start heading towards these lows. Too early to tell right now. I think it's really just like a natural pullback. We had like a pretty like what was it, like about like a week straight of like up action there. So a bit of a pullback, some profit taking does make sense here. I'm not too concerned. I still think we're in an up market here. I still feel bullish as this base has been kind of forming pretty nicely. And earlier in the week we were seeing this weekly W starting to form, and so now we have to wait and see how this candle prints, right? It takes 7 days, so pretty much after Sunday we'll know kind of like what the direction's kind of looking. But so far, we're trying to put in this little double bottom here, as you can see. Once we do get that weekly double bottom, that should trigger quite a bullish signal, in my opinion. And, maybe we can get right back to the previous all-time highs, or at least back to, these highs and back to the reload zones on the short side. So it's really just a matter of waiting and seeing kind of what happens here.
Didn't you go 100x?
Was that?
Didn't you go 100x last week?
No, I never do that. That's insane. I've just been buying these bottoms, right? Buying these W's. Bought this original W right up here. Then I picked up some more down here. And so now I'm just waiting and seeing how this revolves. But yeah, I mean, if we start losing these lows and we lose these lows, then obviously pretty much, we're pretty much cooked. But until then, I think we're okay. And, we might just have to like range for a little while. That's also a possibility. But the fact that we did get the structure confirmation on the other side of the trend line now as well, I do feel like, we have a decent window for the market to try to rally here. And then also, if you look at the Jan barometer, it's kind of showcasing like the first first few months to be a little bit volatile, maybe some back and forth, but overall it should be like an up market into like the mid-year. So I'm hoping the seasonality study plays out again like we did last year. Ethereum, same thing. We're just kind of retesting the original breakouts. We have the double bottom breakouts. Price is slowly coming back down, and then we're gonna see whether or not we can just kind of hold here and then kind of turn back. We might see something like this where we had the breakout and then it pushes it back down against like the previous lows, candle body lows. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do breakouts and then they try to go after like these lows down here. And then ultimately, if we lose those lows, it'd be bad. So keeping my eyes on that. If we do start exploring areas down here, I'll probably look to either try to add more if we do start getting more consolidations and more double bottoms again. But still looks okay to me. I think this is just a natural reaction, retest, and then.
Isn't this very normal? Like we have a little bit of upside, and then we do a retest, and then we go again. This is typical of doubles, no?
Yeah.
Double doubles.
Yeah. Sometimes the double bottoms they break out and then they go pretty hard, but obviously the market's still like hesitant. It looks like. So we get the Wyckoff check. If the Wyckoff check holds, then we should see the prices start to climb back up again. If the Wyckoff check fails, then generally that means like the trend is probably over for a little bit, and then we just have to kind of like retest things. And then I'm like looking at the stablecoin dominance. It looks like it's kind of V bottom perking back up here right now, and so we just have to kind of wait and see how this develops here. But overall, we still have these like bullish structures and the alt indexes and whatnot. So I think what we're seeing is just a retest now. We had a nice like Christmas rally, New Year's euphoria, and now it's like profit taking and then settling and seeing where do we want to go from here after. But yeah, we're very close to like breaking out. Super close there. So I feel like it's only a matter of time before we actually finally break out of there. Once we do break out, I do feel like we can pretty much go after all these like gaps on the above here pretty easily. So yeah, fingers crossed, boys.
So is there any altcoins that you're looking at the moment?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm looking at just kind of everything in general. Nothing particularly specific. I think right now it's like, we had these like nice little bottom breakouts. So obviously if you missed it, you can start looking into the pullbacks and things. This is why I told you guys on like Monday, like don't chase these highs. You're probably going to get beat up. If you did chase those highs, you're probably underwater. So it's always best to just wait for the pullbacks. You're always going to get a pullback anyways, regardless. And so once you do get those pullbacks, then you can start looking into, hunting again. So I don't know. I think for the most part, I'm still in like my trades, like Link. I'm still in my LDO trade as well. It's really not much to do. You just have to like sit, let your setups work, and just kind of like wait. Still got my Pepe. Didn't fully make it to my double level, unfortunately. So I just have to kind of wait. This one probably gonna move my stop to scratch, just because like it's quite a bit there. I bought this like shitcoin, Goldfinch. I don't know if it's still even popular, but I did like that double bottom there. So we'll see how that pans out. I think Athena. I'm still in Athena as well. Nice little double bottom consolidation down here. Yeah, so it looks like everything's starting to come back down. Probably get those Wyckoff checks, and then if the market starts turning and we start getting these little double bottoms again, then those are probably like what I'm going to be hunting. So no new picks at the moment, no new setups, mostly just waiting for levels to be hit again, and then we can kind of take it from there.
I bought Aster, I bought Canton. Those are my long-term bets. Let's see what's going to happen.
Okay, let's look at those charts. Looks like you're getting.
Anton just got some big news from JP Morgan. We'll take a look at that later, but yeah, it looks like they're pumping.
Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of like everything else, right? Everything's starting to pull back. So if you want to buy these things and you want to be smart about it, you're gonna look at these levels, right? Let's go through this. So your first stop, 38.2. Right, this is where markets usually always come down to. So as you can see, we're kind of paused here right now. Also got moving averages right now as like support. So this is like a pretty critical level. If we can consolidate here, maybe you can get a nice like trend continuation type setup. If we do start failing here, then we're probably gonna have to watch and wait for some kind of reload zone. So we're still pretty expensive in that sense that your value is down here. You can also see where the original bottom is, right? It's very clearly defined. That's kind of where you want to be hunting. Buying up here doesn't make any sense. It just seems like you're kind of chasing at this point. And then you're also exposed to, all of this risk, right? And that's a lot of risk, in my opinion. So I think better off just waiting. You can get the reload zone, or if you want to get really cheap, you can hunt these like 88.6 levels, which is right against these like previous bottom structure. But realistically, I think reload zone is probably the safest. So just hunting in this box, and then waiting for those reload zones, waiting for those like consolidations, and all that jazz. So that's what I would look for if I was hunting Canton. I did miss that breakout, so it kind of sucks. Aster, I tried to buy this double bottom, got wiped out, unfortunately.
It's still going down though, so good opportunity to soon buy.
Yeah. So Aster is going through its Wyckoff check right now. So right, we had the breakout. So we got the W breakout. Now we're testing the original breakout level. And so now what we got to really hope to see is the market start turning here. And then, off we go. And then that would confirm even a larger W. Now you got these little W's here defending it. And then that could actually give it a pretty decent push. Otherwise, if we do start breaking lower, if we lose these lows, I'd be kind of concerned. I would probably want to hop off at that point. So, just got to wait. I think prices are coming back down into levels again. So anything you've missed, just like start, piling a list of names that you want to acquire. And then you can kind of, hunt that there and stuff. But to be honest, like I'm going very slow on the alts this cycle. I think I'm going to be mostly trading Bitcoin and ETH more heavily. So I think my portfolio is going to be more like 70, 80% into like Bitcoin and ETH, and then just leaving like 20% for altcoins, because the altcoins are like underperforming so heavily. I don't really see it changing this year. Don't really see any like new retail coming in at all either. So personally, I think you're just safer, better, and better off trading like, the majors at least, or in Bitcoin and ETH. Less volatility, less risk in that sense. So so most of these alts I'm going very small. And then for the most part, just like pretty heavily in Bitcoin right now. Got some ETH, but mostly the majors is kind of what I'm looking for this cycle. Yeah, I got beat up on alts so badly last year, so I just like got like some PTSD, I guess. And then stocks, I think stocks look good. Yeah, stocks are looking decent, at least on some stuff. But yeah,
I think 2026 is looking pretty good overall.
Hopefully, Jam Barometer does says up market all the way to mid-year, and then we get a massive crash into fall, and it looks pretty bad. Let me see if I can pull up the study. Where is it? And here we still have to wait for the 4th month. So like, there's like 2 studies that you do. You got like the first hour of trading that you monitor, and then you got the first month, and then you can overlay both of them and kind of see what it looks like. And you can also take an average of that if you really wanted to. But this is based on the first hour, essentially. And, we get a strong open. Then you get just kind of back and forth for like the first couple months. Then you get a blast off maybe into spring, mid-year. And then it's just straight down after that. Pretty much sell off all the way until like probably fall. And then kind of a Hail Mary into the end of the year with the midterm election. So not the most exciting and bullish looking year, to be honest.
We need some bullishness. Come on.
I've got one for you, Jan, to counter him. Don't worry.
Look, I am bullish right now. Like in short term wise, like I think like market is trying to bottom. It is trying to put in a potential bottom here, but it's just it's a lot of just sitting and waiting, and that's like the hardest part of trading is like just sitting, waiting, not fucking with your setups, and then yeah.
At some point, it's going to go up, and then at another point, it's going to come back down.
Yeah. Oil's already fucking tanking. I honestly thought oil might have done okay with like the Venezuela thing.
They're worried that they're going to flood the market with a bunch of cheap oil.
Yeah, so it's already.
But actually, that would be very good. Like we would kill the inflation. We'll get the people to use their money again. Production costs will go down with many things.
So gold is also looking scary. If gold starts coming down here, we'll get that double top like that. That's pretty much it for the market there, personally, I think, for gold. So really important for gold to, like, if we do start pulling back here, we kind of hold these lows. This low is going to be very important to defend against. This little gap here, actually, I just noticed. They could be going after that. But yeah, it's not looking the most bullish for that, to be honest. US dollar, though, is on the rise.
How about some of the top blue chip memes? We've got a story we're looking at. Pump.Fun has been doing all-time high numbers in terms of volume on their decks. I've heard a few people talking about some of the blue chips getting a little bit of a bid the last week or two.
Yeah, they were like the last week. Like I think like the meme actually were like leading the market, like coming out of like New Year's. You got like Bonk, right? For example, that just blew up. There was Sheeb, Doge. These were all starting to run up. Pepe, for example, those were running. I don't know why, but like all the memes start like to rally, and then next thing you know, like all the other crypto coins start rallying and stuff too. Yeah. Frax.
Are we going to get another meme season?
Possibly. I think people are still hunting memes. I'm in like different trade group chats, and I still see activity there. People are still trying to force it. Oh, we should like look at like stuff like Fartcoin, for example. See like what that's doing.
No way, Fartcoin is gonna come back. Come on.
I don't know, man. People fucking love this piece of shit. There was like a few. What was it? Like there's like a Fartcoin. There's like a useless. There's what is it? The Great White Horse or some shit. I forget the name. Great White Shark or something.
Great White Whale.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that one went pretty crazy.
You're not deep into the trenches if you don't know Great White Whale.
There's also the ketamine one, the flying ketamine or whatever. That one was very popular.
The memes, though, like they've always been. Well, I mean, maybe when they first started, you had a lot more chance as a retail guy. The last cycle, when things got really nuts, it was mostly, teams of devs that were, controlling it. If you happen to time it right and get in with a cabal type, you could get it. And now I got some stories we can take a look at here later. Now it's AI. Like they've got AI trained on the trenches, just like sniping and swooping on everything. So I think it's going to continue to get harder and harder for an average, retail person to get lucky in the meme game.
Yeah. Just be careful. Most memes are going to be like this. But I don't know. I don't really like touch memes at all. I've learned my lesson in the trenches. I'm okay from like touching the trenches.
Same.
Yeah.
It's not time for memes. Now's the time to be losing money on Polymarket.
Polymarket, yeah, we're good. I know I'm hearing lots of people are trying to like do like arb trading, on Kalshi and Polymarket. And then there's all these like different ways to like make money on there. So it's like an options trading, pretty much, essentially.
Yep.
But yeah.
Prediction markets are the new meme coins.
I mean,
it's all the insider trading, man. All the insider trading.
What was that, Jan?
I said the volume has been going crazy on prediction markets.
Yeah. Yeah, people are betting on everything, and it's mostly like insiders that are, the people are like hunting for insiders that they can follow to. It seems just about from Google to people in militaries around the world to whatever are all taking insider bets on anything and everything.
Yeah, I bet you Trump does it too. I bet you he's up in there.
I mean, I'm sure someone in his close inner circle is for sure.
Yeah.
I think he himself probably has enough money not to give a shit about going on Polymarket to make 10 grand.
True. True.
It might be a little obvious if there's like $100 million bet on something.
Yeah.
Might break the markets a bit. Nice. All right. Well, if we are done with charts, I got some.
Yeah, pretty much done here. Yeah.
Got some fun stuff to take a look at today. I think we'll start with the old Poly market as usual. We've got the Fed decision in January. Looked at this; it's changed since Tuesday, but kind of in the opposite direction. It's gone from 10% down to 8%. That yes buy on 25 basis points looking even juicier now, over a 12.5x now on the yes for a 25 basis point decrease. Why do you think Why do you think so many people, 92% of people are betting on no change for January? What I guess, is it just purely based on Powell's previous statements from the last FOMC or from the meetings they've had since then? Because the economic data for the month isn't out yet.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Somebody knows something. I'm probably once the data does come out, it's probably going to like change again as we get closer to that date. I actually haven't been keeping up with my econs, so I'm actually not too sure what's going on.
I need to come slap a bet in here. I need to throw $50 on that yes there. Or maybe I'll split and go.
No.
Good Lord, look at that. $20 makes you almost $3,000.
Wow.
I'll throw in $20. What the hell?
for a 50-point increase or decrease, excuse me.
Okay, yeah, I don't think 50 is possible. I really don't think that's possible.
Apparently most people don't.
There's always a chance.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
7/10
nowadays, according
to. Well, a lot of stuff going to be happening as we looked at on Tuesday. Starting next week, we've got a few numbers coming in, and then the rate decision isn't until the 29th. So at the very end of the month, we'll get this. We'll definitely be keeping up track on where this is going to move as we get later in the month. I mean, we've seen a lot of these kind of diverging cases here over the last couple months as we get closer to the actual day of the Fed decision. I think we probably see these come closer, maybe even cross again before then. I do think we'll get it. I hope we get it. If we don't get it, the Trump administration is going to raise hell. And I mean, we already know Jay Powell's out in May, but that could be expedited. We'll see.
Yeah, wasn't Trump saying that, hey, like he's going to fire him before that?
Yeah, he's been saying that for a while, though. This would be just more fuel for that fire.
I think another interesting bet was the tariffs. Like,
yeah, I saw that.
He's going to lose their fight against tariffs.
Yeah, so here's Jerome Powell out of Fed poured December 31st. That's over with. May 30th. I guess I don't get this one. He's supposed to be like, that's the end of his term anyways, isn't it?
Good question. I have no clue.
I guess we'd have to read through the actual rules about how it works there. But you're talking about Supreme Court rules in favors of Trump tariff. Currently, no is the predominant answer. Now, I did read into this one a little bit too. So no just doesn't mean that they come in and they overturn it. No could also be they drop it. They say this isn't worth our time, that we're not going to actually try this case, and they throw it out of court. That would also cause the no's to win. So this vote of 76% no doesn't necessarily mean that the Supreme Court is going to overturn Trump's tariffs, which I don't know that I don't know. And it's debated who has what power with these kind of things here. I don't know if the Supreme Court can come in and overturn a financial decision like that. I don't exactly know. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. But I've seen some interesting posts on what would happen if they do. Trump would have to give back like hundreds of billions of dollars, or however many billions of dollars it is in revenue that's already been brought in, which I don't think would happen. So, but yeah, that's a very interesting bet.
Yeah, crazy.
Something tells me if you're one of those countries and you paid your tariffs and you think that the Supreme Court's going to overrule it and you're going to get your money back, I wouldn't hold your breath on that one.
Yeah.
I think that money's long gone, baby.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if the U.S. would want to give the money back.
Speaking of economic repercussions of Trump's actions here, since the raid that captured President Maduro, the Venezuelan stock market is up over 100%. A lot of different factors for that. Obviously, Maduro was not great for their economy, among other things. And people are hopeful that new leadership is going to bring that country back to economic prosperity. I think my biggest takeaway from this is that Trump needs to go and launch a mission to capture the president of Bitcoin next. Get a little 2x in that market as well.
Yeah, I wonder how this will be sustainable. Whether this is just like a knee-jerk reaction or if this is like legit.
I mean, there's a lot of question marks here, right? First of all, like the new regime, how pro-US are they actually going to be? Second of all, how are they going to actually save the Venezuelan economy? And third of all, like how is the rest of the world reacting now? Like, I don't know, like China, Russia are getting more aggressive.
They're not happy.
No, not at all. And then we have to also think about Saudis. Like the Arabian countries, they're not going to be anymore number one in oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Overall, I think it's a good thing for the Venezuelan people. I think it's a good thing for the U.S. as well. I understand Russia. Probably my favorite take on this is they're interviewing a dude in Venezuela, and he's like, the U.S. is coming for the oil. He's like, what the fuck do you think Russia and China were here for? The recipe for a rapus, which is a local like taco dish. he's like, yeah, China and Russia getting mad because the U.S. is taking their oil game. Like, well, that's what they were doing here. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, can't act like they're doing the weird thing, but yeah, I don't know. I think that hopefully this works out for the best. I've heard a lot of interesting stuff going on. Not exactly sure what's happening with the oil that's been confiscated, what will happen with the oil in the reserves, oil production going forward. I think Trump released a statement, something along the lines of the U.S. is going to now be able to buy this at, very good rates. And in return, the money that goes back to Venezuela from the oil, they're going to be using to buy products from the U.S. So it's going to kind of benefit the economies of both countries back and forth. And I'm sure the U.S. will be doing all kinds of diplomatic missions and whatever else there. So we'll see what happens. Don't have the greatest track record of nation building, but good luck, everyone, I guess. Yes, first ever state-issued stable coin issued by the Wyoming state government. Issued on Solana of all places. Here after X must have been listening to me talking shit on Solana on Tuesday because I've been seeing nothing but Solana stories, bullish Solana stories about all these different things that are happening on Solana the last 2 days here. But the stablecoin on Solana, at first I was like, okay, why? What's going on here? Wyoming has been for years now very, very forward thinking. They're very quick to adopt new technology. They were one of the first states to have reps pushing for crypto clarity and legalizing crypto in the state of Wyoming. They have very favorable tax laws. They have very good trust laws. So when it comes to like finance and stuff, Wyoming is one of, if not the smallest states by population. They're just a little rural hick state, not too far from where I grew up. But they have been very, very forward thinking, especially in new ways to make money within the state. And that's actually what they're doing here. So this stable coin that has been launched, they are using the fees generated by the stable coin itself to add back into the state's treasury. So they're actually using it to generate income for the state that they don't have to do by actually taxing people, which is great. Wyoming is a state that's very low tax. I don't believe they have a state income tax. I don't know they have property tax. And so they're a very tax friendly, business friendly state. And this is a way that I thought it's pretty ingenious way that they are trying to continue to raise revenues and boost revenues within the state, other than just, doing the typical, we're going to raise taxes, tax the rich, blah, blah, blah. They're essentially creating their own business. So props to them. Would love to see more of this kind of stablecoin adoption going forward in the future.
Is it live or is it still like?
What's that?
Is it live? Like
according to this article, yeah, it's live.
Oh wow, nice.
Yep, now live on Solana.
So
not so hot news.
There's so many stablecoins. There's so many stablecoins now.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's going to the stablecoin game is going to get interesting. It's going to be, similar with the ICO game where you had 1 million new projects in a trend, and after a few years, most of them die off. L2s, L1s, gaming projects, and we've seen this time and time again. So we'll see. I think there is a use case for a wider number of stablecoins. For example, banks having their own stablecoins, things like Walmart or Amazon. Almost like an internal, an intra stablecoin versus intranet versus internet. There's a lot of advantages for companies that can save them money by having their own stablecoin and collecting their own fees versus using other payment rails. So I can see that I don't think we need 1 million, but I can understand the need for more than a few. On the stablecoin front, though, some troubling news. We'll see how this unfolds this year. Definitely a story to keep an eye on. Congress has passed the Genius Act. Banks now pushing back as they're starting to realize some of the wider implications or the broader implications of what's going to happen because of the Genius Act enabling stable coins. They're going to lose money. Shocker. They're not happy with that. And now they're trying to push Congress to go back and repeal parts of the Genius Act that have to do with rewards. If people are able to earn good yields on stable coins, well, why are they going to keep money in a bank account? Which is exactly, why are we not loading here, X? What's going on? Which is exactly what the banks are worried about. 6.6 trillion in bank deposits at risks. The bankers a little behind the ball on this one. Now that the bill is passed, they're starting to realize this might not be so hot for them. They are worried about those deposits. That's obviously their lifeblood of what keeps a lot of the traditional banks up and running, one of the big money makers there. If that all moves on to stable coins, they're going to have their own stable coin that's getting that same share of the rewards, or they're going to be SOL. So we'll see. Definitely a story we need to keep an eye on. This could have a dramatic impacts on the stablecoin industry and the future of that sector. So one of the hottest sectors, as you mentioned earlier, Andrew, right now, everybody's stablecoin. This, if they do come in and change the Genius Act, that could have a huge impact on what's going on there.
Everybody wants to get paid.
Yeah, say no. Fuck the banks.
Yeah, the banks never. They're never gonna let that slide.
But these stable coins, we're gonna see them more and more this year. That's it's one of the biggest narratives this year, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the advantage in capital efficiency it gives for these companies is astronomical. These are companies that are doing thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or millions of transactions a day using the traditional finance rails, it's costing them millions and millions of dollars. I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers recently off the top of my head, but I've seen, reports talking about how much, these big banks pay when they're using the, traditional rails, the IBAN and rails, et cetera. We all know how slow and, paying $25 for a wire transfer. Factor that into the millions of transfers a day that's going on. Again, the capital efficiencies are astronomical. And that's not just for banks, for companies like Amazon's, Google's, Facebook's, that have their own, treasury departments, that have their own financial departments handling, transaction volumes of a similar nature, where you have millions and millions and millions of dollars exchanging hands every single day. Again, that's a very, very high OpEx cost. If they can cut that by even a couple points by using, blockchain rails and using stable coins, saves them millions, if not billions of dollars a year in OpEx costs. So for most of these companies, it's an absolute no brainer to spin one of these up or to use some form of stable coin if they're not, making their own stable coin.
Yeah, I mean, overall, people that have been in crypto for a long time, I don't use banks at all. I think it's the system is so old school. Like, if I want to pay for something, I use crypto. It's instant. I don't have to get permission to use it. And I do see why banks, they will forever be very against crypto eventually.
Unless they start creating their own cryptos.
Yeah. And that's what's happening, right? They're trying to get slowly but steadily some of the market share.
Yeah, they create their own stablecoin, and then they'll capture the market share.
Yep. That issue that they're fighting now is that because it's a global market that anybody has access to, traditionally, if I'm in, Podunk, Nebraska, I'm going to go to my local bank, whether that's a big bank nationally or a small bank locally. Most people are going to bank with someone that's within their physical region. Whereas if it's all digital, if it's all online, I can pick whichever bank I want. So it opens up an entirely new dynamic of competition, and that they're already behind the ball on. I mean, there's already USDT out there, right? Like, they got to fight USDT. They didn't have to do that before, right? People in Podunk town in Nebraska and Wyoming didn't have USDT access until very recently. So they use whatever branch of bank is the closest to drive to. So it's completely changed the dynamic from a competitive landscape. And I think that's where they're clutching their pearls a little bit, looking at the 6.6 trillion or whatever it is in bank deposits, going, USDT, all these other stable coins that are already in the, tens of billions of dollars in market cap are way ahead of them in the ball game. The JPM, talk about banking and stable coin. I don't believe the JPM coin is a stable coin. I'm not exactly sure. It might be, but anyways, they're launching that on Canton. We just talked about Canton earlier. I'm sure these plans are not just recently announced. That might have been some factor into their ramp up here. Any idea, Yanni, you said you're bullish on Canton. They're one of your longer term plays. I'm obviously aware of Canton. Haven't seen much of them in the news recently. This was a bit of a surprise to me, seeing that JP Morgan was picking to launch on Canton versus Ethereum or Solana or one of the other kind of more predominant networks. We got any insights on Canton and why maybe JP Morgan chose them?
Yeah, so basically Canton is backed by 4 different banks. And Canton is actually not a new company. It's been around in TradFi for a while. They processed more than, I think, trillions in RWA and in traditional finance transactions. They're very old school. And it was actually, for me, also pretty new. But lately, during my Christmas holidays, I went really deep diving. And I think Canton is going to be pretty hot, especially when they have RWAs and they're going to tokenize a lot of things.
By bankers, for bankers.
Sorry?
I said buy bankers for bankers.
Yes. You should not bet against bankers if they have a product they're really going after. Obviously, like usually the problem with like TradFi people going into crypto is that they have no knowledge of getting anything hyped. But these guys have very good like advisories and advisors. Plus, the token itself, you could not buy it pre-sale or anything else. They're all backed by basically nodes. No, I think it's staking operators or node operators. I can't remember. But a lot of like bullish stuff that I like. It's just kind of like abnormal for a TradFi project.
So what was that, top 25 already? Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean top 30. It's top 35 or top 30.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Tiny volume though, 27 million volume on a $5 billion coin.
Very little. Very little.
Very low.
But you know why? I think they're so regulated they can't wash trade like 90% of them. Because I'm not saying anyone would wash trade, but it is a possibility that top 10 or top 15 are doing
Are you trying to
something.
say that the markets are manipulated, Jan?
No, not at all.
Can you say that again?
Cardano. Is Cardano still top 15?
I believe they
Cardano?
are.
Fuck, I don't even know
Cardano.
this, dude.
Oh yeah, number 10.
Oh, okay.
How's that still 10? Oh, he's 12. The fuck?
So you have a chain that does no volume at all. Like they have no use cases and they're still top 10.
Bro, you remember when they were in a $80 billion, $91 billion market cap with no product?
Yeah.
I kind of miss those days though. That was like the fun days of
yeah.
crypto when you just make money on anything. Just fucking throw a dart at the board, 10x in like a month, call it a day. Yeah, I'm never gonna see that again.
No. I mean, another one that is like so random is Leo. I never understood Leo. It's like the old Chinese Ethereum, I think.
Oh, Neo.
Leo.
Leo?
L-E-O.
I thought you meant Leo or Neo.
Leo.
Because that was supposed to be like the Chinese Ethereum, and then it just like died.
This one? Una Seed Leo?
Yeah, no, LEO. It should just be Leo, no?
Yeah. LEO is the ticker.
Yeah.
It's number 14. That's got to be it.
8 billion market cap. It's number 22.
The fuck? I've never even heard of this, dude. How have I never even? It's a top 15 coin. I've never even heard of this.
Must be the top 100 list is a meme.
What?
Yeah.
What's there even? The original Bitcoin exchange?
Yeah, Bitfinex. You guys remember Bitfinex? This was a very popular exchange.
This is listed as their website. When you go for Leo, when you click on their website, it goes to Bitfinex.
Is this Bitfinex's token? Is that what it is?
No, it can't be.
No.
It's Leo token is a utility token at the heart of the iFinex ecosystem.
Oh, okay.
Bitfinex. So this is Bitfinex's token.
Unbelievable.
And I'm surprised this fucking exchange is still around. When I first started crypto, this was the exchange that I actually used, that I was first shilled on. Oh, man. Still around. That's cool. Interesting.
Wow. Well, there you go. There you have it. Leo, L-E-O. You know what LEO stands for in the US, Jan?
L-E-O? Laughing out loud or what?
No, law enforcement officer is like a slang for police.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like the 5-0 or some shit.
Yeah, those as well. But like, yeah, some people will say Leo or LEO, law enforcement officer. But I mean, yeah, I've heard all the rest of these. We all know. I've never heard of Leo before. So randomly in the top 15 there.
I didn't realize it was Bitfinex's token. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
That's wild. Wild. What else we got in the news? Oh, this is pretty dope. Very, very bullish. sign for this industry and adoption overall. Visa crypto card spending up 525% in 2025, jumping from 14 million to over $90 million in net spend per Dune Analytics. Obviously, $90 million in the larger scheme of things is, a drop in the ocean. But seeing 5x in spending on crypto cards shows there's real demand. I think it's a really good proof of concept and good foundation. This is an area we've talked about before where there's a ton of potential for the future when it comes to crypto adoption, especially on the retail basis. That's something that I meant to do over the holidays and just didn't get to. But I'm looking at switching from like a mileage credit card to earn airline mileage to like a Bitcoin credit card where I can just get, whatever, 4 or 5, 6% back on every single dollar I spend in Bitcoin. I mean, why not? That's the ultimate reward perk right there.
Yeah,
that's your ultimate daily DCA, bro.
They need to create an air miles card. They need it. I'd sign up for that. That'd be sick.
But to be honest, I think last year was the first year of crypto cards really taking off.
Yeah.
I
mean, look at this.
It was very hard. It was there were so many compliance issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're looking at less than 15 million in 2024. I mean, that's really nothing we're talking like worldwide spending. Even 100 million is nothing, but that's at least starting to get into the realm of meaningfulness when you're talking on like a worldwide market.
No, I agree. I totally agree. I think it will grow a lot. Another interesting fact, we don't have it in news in this podcast, but basically I got to know. So there's 600 million crypto users, and there's only 15 million hard wallets that are being used. Imagine what the potential are. Whoever is building like hard wallets for crypto, they're gonna make a killing. Like, imagine how little percentage people are using hard wallets.
You mean like Ledger and stuff?
Yeah.
I would imagine like more like everybody should be using that. Like,
no,
I think
it's very little people still, like 15 million. Like anyone in this podcast, like following and are building something or have already established user base, I'm up for talks.
Yeah, I mean, I see both sides of that. On one side, obviously not your keys, not your crypto. If you don't have it, your own custody of your crypto, your SOL. But I also am realistic in, looking at how lazy people are and like how we want things as low friction as possible as we go into, mass retail adoption in the next, 5-10 years here. We're going to be able to custody our crypto at banks and other, similar platforms like we do with TradFi, where it's easy to access and we feel safe, it's insured, etc. I think some people have a worry also of, obviously the bank can confiscate or, restrict my spending and things like that. But the flip side is, banks are insured. Bank robberies don't happen, like the physical gunpoint bank robberies don't happen too much anymore. On the other hand, people being tortured for their crypto that they keep at their house in a hard wallet or something like that is massively on the rise, and I think that also concerns people. So I don't know, where's the happy medium come in?
I don't know. You just don't tell people you got wallets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
keep
tell
people you're in crypto.
Yeah, I keep all my stuff, my in a safety deposit box anyway. So it's like, yes, I have a hard wallet, but it's not at my house.
Yeah, like I just have like hot wallets, man. Like you have like a couple like safe ones that you put away, keep it safe, and then you interact with some of their hot wallets here and there.
I just looked at the statistics. It's 2% of all crypto holders actually use hardware wallets.
What?
Yeah, 2%.
Nothing.
That's nothing. That means also like the potential of someone coming in with the good concept.
Yeah.
Is a lot.
Yeah, well, and the leaders in the industry right now, Trezor and and
I mean,
Ledger.
Ledger just had a fucking leak.
Yeah, breach. They just had a
Yeah,
security breach, motherfuckers. Every
yeah, like
time.
that's crazy, and especially nowadays. Like, there's another concept I've been thinking, like having a ring. It could be a ring, could be a necklace, I don't know, but like a security feature that basically it takes your pulse every second or every minute, and if your pulse goes into panic mode, it will automatically call you. If you don't answer, it will send you police right away.
Isn't that like Life Alert? I think they already have something like that.
I do think like in the future, like we're going into a place where you have more kidnappings. Actually, statistically, like there's more and more very bad things happening for crypto users, and doxing yourself like we are, you're kind of in the risk. Obviously, we're in a good place.
And we're poor, so don't
Yeah,
bother.
we're very poor. Exactly.
We took a massive hit last year, so don't even bother, guys. I swear to God.
But yeah, like I do think like security, there's a lot of innovation and a lot of potential at someone that is building all hardware wallets.
Sorry, I lost the feed there for a minute. Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yes.
We're here.
All right. Sorry if I froze. I'm back.
No,
So you're gone out. You were like this.
Yeah. It's doing the Michael Jordan. Well, we're coming up on an hour here. This was my my bullish chart I was going to fight your Jan barometer with. I've been seeing more and more people posting the Livermore speculative chart here.
What is this?
Bitcoin following it pretty much to a T since 2023. And it would be predicting a kickoff here in 26 that leads well into, looks like almost Q1 of 2027, and a massive pump for Bitcoin there. I don't know, but I haven't looked too much into the Livermore chart. I know it's somewhat famous. It's been around for a while. I've seen a couple decent traders and kind of callers that I follow posting this. It's not just complete degen retards posting this. So I don't know. I'm still looking more at the macro stuff. All the macro picture to me lines up. It says 2026 is going to be a big year.
Well, yeah, I mean, banner cycle, right? 2026 is supposed to be a peak profit-taking year. So
banner cycle,
the peak of like euphoria.
Yep. Yeah, banner. You got the banner cycle, election year. I mean, all the stuff we've talked about, rate cuts, QE's just getting started. I think that was a chart we meant to get to and did not get to yet. Right here, for the first time in 4 years, the Fed has started expanding its balance sheet. It's a little baby uptick here. When then we start, I mean, look at back here. What happened in 2020 after COVID? That's literally straight up vertical line on the Fed balance sheet there. When we get back into this kind of stuff, and this is what 2026 could look like as they start really ramping up QE. I don't know. There's just a lot going on in the macro picture. Bond rates are starting to drop, which means all the funds in the money market and M2 are going to need somewhere to go. There's more money ever in history in the M2 supply sitting in money markets and other, casual, easy interest bearing type of markets that are going to come just, roaring into risk on assets, including Bitcoin. Should that trend, should we continue to see things like bond rates drop and the rates getting cut and stuff. So I don't know, man, I'm still wildly bullish on, I don't know which chart makes the most sense to you, but for me, it's the macro picture, just what's going on behind the scenes.
Well, yeah, man, only time will tell at this point. I'm trying to stay pretty hopeful. I'm starting the year off pretty bullish here. So yeah, let's see. I'm fingers crossed.
Yeah, and always take anything we say with a grain of salt. We're just fucking three dudes talking shit on the internet. So make your own plans and make them based on your own risk tolerances and a variety of opinions and studies that you've done yourself. Don't take anything that any of us say at any time as the golden gospel. It was not meant to be financial advice. We're just looking at shit posts on Instagram, or excuse me, on Twitter here. But yeah, I leave it with a little, hopefully maybe a little hopium, a little bowl hopium here for the end of the stream.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week as some of those important economic data announcements kick off, and see how the rate cut odds are changing, and maybe some more M&A news for you guys.
Awesome. We'll see you guys next week, guys.
All right, enjoy the weekend. Stay safe.
Use hardware wallets. Don't use Ledger.
That's right. It's not your keys. It's not your crypto. Stay safe out there. Later.
Take care, guys.
Whoops.